Hello there, people! Welcome to ZSR. We are here at our final qualifier of Season 2 of the Accessible Tournament. Oh my goodness, I am excited here. We are just waiting for our last couple of folks to ready up. We are going to be getting going here very shortly. Looks like we still need one more stream cropped, but whatever, you know, we'll just roll with it.
You do what you gotta do. And hello, everybody.
And everything just dropped from standard 4. There we go. Now it's refreshing. That was weird and slightly scary for a moment there. Okay, so we are just waiting for the last person or two to ready up. We are getting going here pretty soon. All 4 of these featured runners today have their spot on top 32 on the line tonight. That is why we are watching them, because this is going to be a hype race. All of these folks need to do well tonight to get to the top 32, or in Let's Clay's place, remain in the top 32.
Yeah, so, as of right now, the rankings have 32, there's the top 32 are there. At least one of them opted out of the bracket, so the one who's in 33rd is actually the one to come in.
The person who is unranked is unranked.
Yeah, I guess we could call it that.
They have the 32nd highest points, but they are not ranked for this one. Yeah, looks like, watching the race IRC, looks like we have one person left to ready up, so we are going to get going here very shortly. I am hyped for this. Once we get through the opening set of checks, I'll give a rundown of where all these folks are currently in the standings and what's at stake here for them. Okay, so we are just waiting on this final ready. There's almost always somebody who's joining their very first race. Oh, there we go. We got our final ready up. So we got the 10-second countdown going on here. We are going to be getting into this in just a moment. But we are showing off Raikaru 13, Let's Clay, Dr. D, and Gavroni 1 tonight. Let's get hyped, folks. Oh, right, we have a new feature where all of our racers are now fully synced up. Or at least, in theory, it should.
And ideally, we should all be synced on our end as well, so we shouldn't come in a little early. Hopefully.
Yeah, that
so
is
we've
the
got...
idea now.
Alright, so everyone, once again, going through Kakiri Forest. Most people going with the opening for
all 4 headed to
the
Kakiri Sword Chest first.
Kakiri Sword Chest. Right, five chests available right from the beginning, and there's 1 here and 4 in Mido's house. There's some theory into which one you want to do first. It's not really a huge decision that's going to end your game.
Yeah, a few seconds here or there, and granted, we have seen in these qualifiers, we have seen quite a few ties. Or very brief snipes, but those bomb chews right from the start.
Yeah, explosives are definitely important, though they are, not in logic. So anything you get with those bomb chews, you need to keep in mind you're not really supposed to have that yet.
I am curious to see when they go into menu first, to see if that is a 5, 10, or 20 pack, if they have to play very conservative and save scummy with those, or if they can play fast and loose, and those are hover boots!
What?
And a hook Holy balls, what is this seed? Okay, well, we've got some options here. Choose hovers and hookshot, all out of Kokiri Forest. We've got some options here. Rai headed up to check the hint stone because we do have. Oh, no, he was just grabbing that nickel. Never mind. Nobody checking the Kokiri hint stone before they head out into the world.
Alright, so we got Let's Clay going for the South Hyrule Field route to open up the. Go to the open grotto, and of course with those explosives we can check the other 2 grottos along the way.
Okay, and Dr. D just equipped them. That is a 10-pack today.
Yeah, 10-pack is pretty reasonable. You can get a lot.
So will they open the 2 explodey grottos? Will they grab the boulder grotto and the scrub? Oh, looks like they are. Or at least,
yeah.
Let's Play and Dr. D are headed that way.
Grabbing the boulder grotto makes sense. Grabbing the scrub, unless they got something... Ooh, Bigoron sword, hello. Unless they got something, they're going to need to use another bomb chew to get that item.
Walked right past that hint stone, though. Dr. D checking it. Crater's Melody teaches Requiem of Spirit. So we know Requiem is on Bolero check today.
And we have like 3 different kinds of access to that.
Yeah, there's options here.
Actually, we don't have access. We need technically something to
those chews? Not in logic, but those chews can explode the little guy. And Hikaru's attempting to show off some swag strats for opening the grotto there. Timing that chew drop and missing it twice, so he's burning through some of those chews.
Yeah, so Let's Play is going to have to use an additional bomb chew here, and perhaps an additional bomb chew in order to get this scrub out of the ground.
All of them realizing that they have nothing else. Oh, and just some money.
And of course you get a Deku shield.
That's how we do.
Oh boy.
Heading on some chicken adventures now into Gerudo Valley. Oh, but Raikaru, is he? I can't tell by his angle. Yeah, he is. He's headed there too. Okay. Everybody headed to the valley.
Just a piece of heart down there in Gavaroni's place, so we don't expect anyone to pick up that piece of heart just because I don't want to risk losing the chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. The chicken is very valuable since none of these folks have picked up sticks yet, so no backup strats.
Additional piece of heart inside the waterfall, so that's going to do it. Oh, I missed that hint.
It was the Floormaster in Shadow chest has, I think it said rupees.
Alright, so that,
rules out one check near the end of Shadow Temple, but we don't know if these folks are even going to be going to Shadow Temple yet today.
Now, with the money they picked up along the way...
Clay opting to grab that heart piece, actually, since he's pretty well damaged up from those chews. Raikaru also opting to grab it.
Somebody is way more confident with their chicken skills than I am.
And I missed Gavroni, words are hard, checking that first hint stone. Did you catch it?
No, I'm sorry I didn't, but I'll pay attention to this next one.
Ocarina was, what was that?
It said Minuet of Forest. So,
So possibly a logical AG, but not a functional ALD for these runners. Everybody knows how to backflip over that Mito high wall.
Yep. So, now, whether it's logically required or not will depend on whether Saria's song is available. Let's see. Zora's River is a foolish choice. That's what we got.
Ooh,
and we got a repeat on the Floor Master hint as well.
Yeah, so we are not likely to see anybody rushing the open grotto and going adult right away to grab it. Since they have those hovers, that does make the open grotto strat a little more appealing here. The plateau grotto, going adult quickly and grabbing that, but since it's barren, nobody's going to be using that opener today.
Alright, and as we expected, our runners are heading for the fishing pond. This is a, pretty new strat to the 4.0 randomizer, because of course, it was just recently made available without the sword.
Yes, they were able to fix it so that having a sword on your B button was not required to cast your fishing rod. So that opens this right up. Chat is curious who rolled the seed. I rolled the seed, so blame lost or praise lost, respectively. We shall see.
Alright, just a blue rupee from fishing.
Trying to get a peek on what is in the Rudo bottle spot. Each time folks are going near it, I'm not catching a good look at it.
I usually go out of my way to actually aim my camera at it so I can actually see. Looks like... I'm not even sure what that was.
Yeah,
Looks like Din's fire.
Ooh, that's potentially very interesting.
I could be making that up. Of course, everyone heading for the Owl Express to Hyrule Castle.
And we are getting a sync issue here for the restream folks. Sorry about that. I believe our benevolent overlord Trezco is doing a little bit of hotfix tinkering on the overlay. If you are a sub to ZSR, please drop your ZSR blame Trez into chat for that hiccup there. I didn't do it.
Alright, shooting gallery time. The child shooting gallery is, of course, a fixed pattern. The adult shooting gallery kind of mixes it up on you.
We're getting a little bit of resync lag going on here on this end again.
Alright, well, we've got a green potion for Let's Play from the archery game, the shooting gallery.
Yes, we are still going through a few growing pains with our new restream overlay. There's a little bit of tech going on under the hood to sync up all of these runners' streams and their timers so that we're seeing it all synced up smoothly, but we're running across a few growing pains with that process.
Alright, so we see that 40 Skulls is dead.
Gerudo Valley is foolish.
Gerudo Valley is dead.
We're seeing that after two of the
Zora's
three checks
River
done.
or the Frogs of Zora's River is dead, but we kind of knew that already.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty heavily implied with Zora's River being barren. Or
Alright,
foolish.
Our stones are Forest, Fire, Shadow, it looks like. which I guess makes that Din's Fire, if it is Din's Fire, not necessarily required.
Okay, and we are getting our medallions here on the overlay for y'all. As we have Let's Clay pulling off the early adult play.
Our doggo just turns out to be 5 rupees today, as our other 3 runners make their way toward the Hyrule Castle song.
Minor miscommunication with the trackers. They thought that was a pedestal check for medallions, not for stones. Whoops. Sorry about that. Minor spoilers there for y'all.
Alright, Let's Clay is now heading into the grotto with the Redead in Kakariko Village. This is yet another out-of-logic check at the moment.
Ooh, chat's pointing out to us that we missed Kakariko Wave the Hero hint going on there.
Aha! I find that hint to be,
less than helpful.
Yeah, it's not what you would call the most useful hint. I mean, it's nice to know that something's there, but there's almost always something there.
Let's just hope it's not a Way of the Hero hint for 50 skulls. Or do we want it to be 50 skulls? Kinda depends on your attitude about all of this.
Yeah, it depends on what sort of troll you're looking for here.
Ooh, strength from the man on the roof there.
Oh ho!
Let's Clay picking that up.
Check. And magic behind
the open.
Okay, so Kakariko Village, Way of the Hero. We're gonna see like 6 hints with that on it.
Entirely possible.
Like all 8 Way of the Hero hints are just Kakariko Village. Stone of Agony up there on the.
Is anybody gonna go out of their way for that paperweight? Oh, and we have our final point of access to the Fire Temple. We just picked up Bolero there.
And meanwhile, the
ZL check.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the windmill check, we've got ZL. So there we go. Yeah, Zelda's Lullaby available, and the Castle Song, of course, Bolero of Fire. Both run.
But we do have Stone Fire going on today, so will there be memes?
I mean, yes. So, now, Gavroni is the only one of our runners who is headed for Kakariko instead of Lon Lon.
Yep, Gavroni gathering up Anju's chickens. Never forget your homegirl, Anju. Whereas Dr. D is playing with a different set of chickens, as is Raikaru.
Oh, the chickens are not cooperating with Dr. D.
Ooh, having to do a second round of chickens, that always kind of stings.
It's especially bad when you don't have the rupees for it. Nocturne of Shadow available on Nalan, which, as we know, is a stone dungeon. And the cat agrees.
She provides the best color commentary here on ZSR.
So yeah, as the chat's pointing out, this is sort of shaping up to be a logically required all dungeon seed. and you might have something like Saria's on the minuet check.
Yeah, but that isn't going to be practically required for any of these folks. Everybody can perform Mito Skip. Ooh, and it looks like a scale back in the silo.
Ooh.
Vroni picking up that strength as a child from the man on the roof. And it is truly a scale. It is not a trap.
No trap here. Now,
wallet on the graveyard ledge there. Let's Play showing us that one.
Interesting. So that yet again gives us our, gives us more access to those dungeons. Those stone dungeons.
Is it bait, though? In the IRC earlier, people were making their predictions for how this seed was going to be trolly. My prediction was AD bait and something important on 50. So that's my jokey prediction of how is this going to be mean to our runners today. Let's Clay getting knocked around by Dompe a little bit here.
And chickens are officially debated.
As they are prone to. Yep, folks,
Meanwhile,
ran the numbers on our tournament qualifiers. There was a 16% chance of a required item being on Anju's chickens, so usually nothing, but not never.
I imagine there's a 16% chance of of a required item appearing at any given initially available location.
Give or take.
Alright. So, Raikaru's heading for Deku Tree. As we know, it is some medallion.
And Dr. D getting that magic now. Let's Clay not getting thrown around so hard this time. Having a much cleaner Dompe race. Raikaru starting to show us what's in Deku Tree. First off, a heart piece. Dr. D still grabbing chickens. Gavroni doing those market checks since he rushed adult.
Alright. So, Let's Play is actually using the Song of Time, which he picked up in the composer grave to get out of the windmill.
And not bothering to pick up that paperweight. I can understand why, though. With top 32 on the line, I can understand these folks not wanting to meme it up.
Raikaru with the bomb bag.
Ah.
Here in Deku Tree.
And iron boots on Impa, Cow in Kakariko. Oh my, we are seeing definitely some way of the hero for Kakariko here.
Some bovine boot situation up in here.
This is shaping up interestingly. Ah, and we are finally getting our adult pedestal check.
Alright, so we see that Did I misread something? Maybe the stones are water? Maybe the stones are water, fire, and shadow?
Okay, doing a quick refresh on these streams, because we're getting some hiccups here on the back end. Let's see if we can get this sorted out. Sorry about this, folks. Growing pains of new tech.
For some reason, I was under the impression that it was forest fire shadow. I'm dumb. Alright, Let's Clay is in Dodongo's Cavern. With that lift upgrade, being able to deal with plenty of checks here, and of course has enough bomb chews to complete the dungeon if necessary.
Oh, and more hiccups here. I do not know why we got this going on. I am so sorry, chat. Growing pains. Bob, keep us in the loop while chat isn't able to see what's up.
Oh, okay. I will do my best. We'll have us a podcast. Alright, Raikaru is going to the Goma fight, as Let's Clay is heading through the rest of Dodongo's Cavern. Looks like Dr. D is heading for the mask quest, doing some of that action.
Okay, and Trez did just say don't panic, so he's refreshing something on the back end here.
And we see Raikaru finishing off Goma. Runny picking up Zelda's Lullaby.
Okay, we've got video again, at least for the moment. Hopefully
and
this will clear it up.
A bow on Goma. That is a thing to find,
Ooh,
right?
Lovely.
It is, however, once again,
An out of logic bow. And Rob in chat singing the praises of doing Deku first. That is his preferred strategy.
I mean, I'm not opposed to Deku first in theory. You know, assuming I can get shield money. Alright, Forest Temple is way of the hero, it looks like.
Ah, yeah, seeing that stone there, just outside the Lost Woods.
It looks like
get
Raikaru...
your resident sleepers ready, chat. Raikaru about to play some Ocarina game. Sleepy time.
Apparently they're trying to teach us Saria's song today.
And another bottle on Death Mountain Trail there, picked up by Let's Clay.
Of course, it's not the extremely relevant bottle that everyone's looking for.
No, not our hard-required Rudo's letter bottle to go into Medallion Jabu today. Ooh, Let's Clay getting those swag bomb chew strats on Link the Rolling Goron. Not getting a wallet from him today.
And just gonna grab that extra Skulltullo there because, of course, we don't have all the skulls information.
No, we have only seen, as far as I can tell, we've only seen the 40 skulls hint. We have not seen 30 or 50 yet.
Let's Play's grabbing a heart real quick.
Oh, Let's Play and Gavroni picked up Double D at some place. Where was our Double defense?
It was Dompe.
Dompe? Okay. I didn't quite catch
Dompe
that.
race number 1.
Ah.
Was the scrub insurance, as I call it.
Huh. And Dr. D about to grab it himself then.
And we've got some sort of stick. It is just a stick on top of the volcano.
Not even a stick upgrade.
Piece of heart looked like in the wall item, and there's our Requiem of Spirit once again, as we know from the stone.
It's the open grotto hint, or the generic grotto hint, telling us that that's what we'd be finding here. And Let's Play just barely beating that timer there. It's not that easy to get around the crater on only 3 hearts. And Raikaru headed out to Sacred Forest Meadow. We're going to see what's on the Saria check here in just a moment, and be able to find out what these 3 Sacred Forest Meadow hint stones are all telling us. Dr. D finishing up Dompe 2. Gavroni opening up the Royal Tomb in the graveyard. And Let's Play heading out the top of the Death Mountain Crater, probably going to check the Summit Ferry here. Yep.
So, importantly, we see from Raikaru that the Saria's song is vanilla today.
So not logically required AD.
Baited into the
AD. Okay, and we also saw Forest on the Way of the Hero again. That's the second time we've seen that hint. $50 skulls is choose, so 50 skulls is dead. Is 30 still on the table?
Yeah, so we...
Requiem of Spirit was found on Bolero. We had gotten a hint that that was gonna be there.
And looks like Figuron is dead. And nut upgrades for Raikaru. Who decides not to keep that upgrade.
Yep, and Let's Play skipping over Mito there. Quick and easy.
It is unfortunate for Let's Play that he doesn't have the bow from Goma yet. Ooh, Let's Play's doing the glitchless jump here to get on top of Sacred Forest here.
Dr. D picking up that strength upgrade in Kakariko. We've got Gavroni headed into Dodongo's Cavern now. Raikaru using that Saria song to get a third not
bottle.
Gerudo bottle. All 3 containing potions today. Raikaru getting that off Skull Kid by playing that Saria song you just acquired. And Let's Play about to show us what's on the minuet check here. Ooh, Jabu Jabu, Way of Hero hint in DC. Gavroni just caught that.
We also see that the Sun song is the Burning Cack song. We got that information from Raikaru just now. Serenade of Water found for Let's Play at the Minuet location. So useful for travel, but not useful for access.
Mm-hmm. Yep, poor man's prelude once they go back child. And Deku Shield in first check-in DC. Not really super important. Chat getting their predictions in on how these things can be trolly. Where the worst song placements for this seed could potentially land.
Alright, a blue rupee for Gravroni. Once again, blue rupees, of course, super common, especially when you don't have the bows or bomb bags, because they all get replaced with that.
Yep, and Let's Clay headed into that Way of the Hero forest, but he does not have the bow from defeating Goma just yet, so he's only going to be able to dip it.
Yep, though it does, because that bow is out of logic, it does make it a little more likely that the Way of the Hero stuff is in the front of the dungeon and not the back.
True.
But we will see.
There may be a logical bow in here in Forest. Everybody loves those vanilla trolls. Ooh,
how about a boomerang?
Boomerang in the Stalfos room. Second check in Forest. That's going to be required today.
Oh, banana. Indeed.
And we've got Gavroni still working through Dodongo's cavern. Dr. D just now entering it. Raikaru using that scale to go get what appears to be Din's fire. We shall see in just a moment if that is accurate or not. It is. It is true Din's fire.
No traps here. Man,
so many things for these stones.
Just so few ice traps in this. I don't know what's going on.
I know, I am rather disappointed. Y'all know I love those ice traps. They're fun. But that boomerang is going to be able to make getting whatever the Way of the Hero item in Jabu Jabu's belly just a smidge easier, because nobody likes dipping Jabu to just get that one lone check. The updated functionality of Furor's Wind in 4.0 does make that less terrible, but you do need to have actually found Furor's Wind to be able to utilize that. But nobody has found Rudo's letter yet, so at this point, it's all hypothetical and speculation.
So, the Cubs rule in chat asking, can one Way of the Hero item with a hint lead to another? And the answer is yes. The idea behind the Way of the Hero hints is they are just some, or basically any logical path through the game will include that location.
A required path through. Some things have alternatives. Things appear in the same sphere and you can get one or the other. The things that are hard-locked...
But if there are multiples like that, they won't be listed under Way of the Hero. That's the idea.
Yes, well, situations like Spirit Temple Child Side, where you can knock the bridge down with Slingshot or Boomerang. When they're both available, then it doesn't have a preference. But we still haven't seen a Slingshot, so who knows where that's at. Rudo's letter! Above King Dodongo. Gavroni just grabbed it. Dr. D not too far behind.
I guess that means that Let's Clay might also have it, because I believe he went in there as well. So he may not have finished it.
Yeah, he may well not have finished. I can't remember if he dipped it or not. Chat pointing out that this seed's logic is a little bit spaghetti, very front-loaded. Lots of things here. go do stuff. Good luck figuring out which thing is the good play here.
Speaking of Way of the Hero, we've got something that's not quite Way of the Hero, but I'm okay with it. We found Nehru's Love there in the well chest of Forest.
We aren't playing one-hit KO, though, so it is not Way of the Hero.
True.
And let's play Requiem, headed out there, and then resetting, and I'm not sure what that was about there.
Alright, Raikaru now playing the Nocturne of Shadow, heading over to the graveyard. I think he might be here at Dompe time. I stand corrected. Dompe time is a very, very small window. It's like 22 seconds after nightfall. Something like that.
Mm-hmm, yes. That is the window from when the wolf howls, or, you know, whatever random SFX you have it set to in your particular iteration of the seed. 22 seconds from that point until Dompe goes to bed for the night.
Raikaru now rounding up all the Skulltulas in Kakariko Village. As a child, there's 5 of them here that you can access.
And Let's Clay finally headed to go do his ZL check. Did put that off for a goodly while.
Yep. ZL check not really gonna do that much for him.
And Dr. D about to get that Rudo's letter here.
But it will unlock the Nocturne and Saria's songs. The boomerang was in Forest Temple in the Stalfos room. I don't think we've seen all of the Way of the Hero hints.
I am reasonably sure that we have not.
Yeah, we got Kakariko, we got Jabu, and we've got Forest Temple.
And we have seen Forest Temple twice, so if we see another hint for it, then
well, somebody's going to be real disappointed
there. Yes, this is not a logically required all dungeon seed because of where our songs are placed. However, who knows what dips are going to be required. Someone is very disappointed that this is not a hard required all dungeons.
So does the cat have a name?
Yes, this is Mistress Chaos here.
Okay. Living up to her name, as we can see.
Oh yeah, she's quite the troublemaker. Let's Clay, finally adventuring with some chickens. Dr. D in the crater, Givroni in Forest Temple, and Raikaru in Child Kakariko. looks like headed towards Death Mountain Trail. Or no, getting Skull Mask going. Not playing the gambles today. At least getting that established. Yes, we have seen hints saying that 40 and 50 skulls are dead. We have not seen a hint about 30 yet, so it is still potentially on the table.
And of
as far
course,
as I recall, nobody's
runners,
turned in any of them yet.
And of course, our runners will want to try to put together a collection of 20 at some point, unless they get into actual go mode. And so Gavroni is about to get a hold of that good old boomerang.
And Let's Clay, like the others before him, learning that Melon's mother is a necromancer this seed. She learned that Nocturne of Shadow from her mother. Ergo, her mother is a necromancer this seed.
I think that makes her mother a Sheikah. Sheikah necromancer, because those exist.
The bow was found on Queen Goma heart piece, so out of logic since nobody has come across a slingshot just yet. I see Clay seeing that scale in the back of Lon Lon Ranch, headed in the passageway to go grab that.
I did not realize that was a place you could do the camera trick.
Yep, there are lots of places where you can peek.
Alright, so we got a heart piece from Bomb Chew Bowling.
Rykar not happy about that, and so throwing lots of bombs at her face.
And a second one, so that'll do it. So Rykar now finishing up with Child 1. Will finally be heading to go pull the Master Sword. Meanwhile, Let's Clay is going to Deku.
Words are hard.
I wonder if the logically required bow is in Jabu. That would be funny. Yeah, just the other day I learned that you can use the boomerang to get Deku sticks from the Deku Babas.
Oh, Dr. D getting speared by that moblin twice. Rykar finally checking his medallions. 44 minutes in, finally learning which dungeons are required this seed.
You gotta give it a little bit of a break before you try to climb back up after getting stabbed, or he will just keep stabbing you.
And Dr. D also showing off that glitchless jump to get on top of Sacred Forest Meadow. Checking the hint stones along the way. Let's Clay now dipping into Deku Tree. We know there's not anything interesting to find there until the very end.
There's a bomb bag in this next room.
Oh, my mistake.
Well,
they had those shoes. They all had out-of-logic explosives. So all those checks that they did with explosives weren't actually out-of-logic. Since there was a logical bomb bag access. Just most of them hadn't grabbed it yet.
There we go. Bomb bag acquired for Let's Clay.
Gavroni running out of checks to do in Forest Temple, headed out to Spirit. Probably just gonna dip and grab the song, peek the arch.
Look at the stone.
That too, probably.
Okay, so we get the Serenade of Water notification on that stone. So there was a hint to tell you that it wasn't logical all dungeons. And we see Prelude on Requiem today.
Oh, I think we are a bit out of sync there, Bob. You are seeing these things before I do on Gavroni's side. Let me refresh real quick on my end. Let's see if that helps.
Alright, so the songs that we know about, so we know where the Sun Song is, that's at Burning Cack.
Mm-hmm.
We know where Saria's is, we know where Bolero is, we know where Minuet is.
Oh, valid run for Raikaru, getting that validation rupee, our beautiful emerald, on adult shooting gallery.
The memes are real, ladies and gentlemen.
They are. We are valid, guys. And gals, and everybody in between. Oh! Ice trap!
Yeah, just to be fair, I don't mean to be uninclusive when I say ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that.
Language is an ever-evolving medium. And Raikaru picking up those iron boots now, seeing more bait. Or is there something in Water Temple? Because we don't know yet.
Yep.
Yes, our
So
benevolent... Oh, go ahead.
You say, as always, it is kind of looking like, you know, the long shot will be one of the things you have to find real late. We may not even need it, but it's also a strong possibility that we will, for things like GTG or something like that. At least in logic.
Yep, and as our benevolent overlord is pointing out, Happy International Women's Day to all the ladies in the audience. And to all the men and everybody else in the audience. Celebrating women today a bit. Let's Clay, about to get that out of logic bow. Dr. D, another person tinkering around in Forest Temple without that bow.
Yep. It's gonna get the Nehru's Love here, and that'll be about it. Meanwhile, Raikaru's gonna go pick up the double defense.
Chat, as usual, coming up with ways that this seed could potentially be terrible and troll.
I mean, that is kind of how chat goes in randomizers.
Mm-hmm. See, but you would think that you would be eager to learn who our top 32 is tonight, and have this be a nice swift one so that we can see sooner than later. These four runners here, all with their spots in top 32 on the line. Since we are getting a bit of retracing of footsteps, does this feel like an okay time to talk about that, Bob?
I mean, sure.
Okay, you cut me off if anybody grabs anything cool.
Alright, go right ahead.
Okay, so we've got Raikaru here, who has only completed 4 races. He has an entire extra race to add to his total right now. He is in 73rd, but he can definitely exceed the current 32nd highest ranked person's total score easily with a good race today. He's hoping to see at least 700 points today. That'll pretty comfortably get him into top 32, so he wants to be near the top of the pack today. We've got Let's Clay, who is in 29th place on the current leaderboard, so he is working to see if he can nudge his point total up a little higher than it already is, and stay a little more comfortably in the top 32. Dr. D and Gavroni are both a little lower down, 38th and 41st, but they both have enough room for improvement to exceed what the current 32nd spot point total is. So they have room for improvement. Kind of depends on how they do and how other people do today, if they'll be able to shove their way into that top 32. Ooh, and I see Dr. D picking up another bow. Not the one that everybody else grabbed on adult fishing.
Ah, so that is an in-logic bow.
That is. Yeah, so all four of these folks needing a good race today to get into or stay in top 32. Which is why we're showing these folks off today, because there's a little extra tension with this race and with these particular forerunners. There are a few others who are defending or gunning for 32 tonight. These were the folks we opted to show off.
Gonna say shoutouts to my boy Killer App.
Currently in 32nd place, and I don't recall if I noticed if he was running tonight or not.
He got in kind of late on the end, but he did get into this race. So.
Okay, and Dr. D gonna out of logic show us what's on Lab Dive here.
Ooh. So Rikaru finds the prescription.
That's not really what you want to see there.
But
oh, did we see something about Big Goron?
We did see that the Big Goron thing is dead, so there you go.
I did miss that one. Trying to handle a few things on the back end here to make sure that the restream's behaving itself, so I have looked away from the screen a few points.
So, in logic, what that means is
and the third bow is now accounted for. Both two of three bows at the lake on adult Lake Hylia checks. Or wait, no, Lab Dive isn't adult only. My mistake.
Right. So anyway, what in logic means is that the item, if an item is not in logic, it means you acquired it without getting the items that the game wanted you to have to get it. So you basically did a sequence break to get it. So things like getting into Forest Temple without Saria's Song or Minuet, that anything you found in there would be considered out of logic until you found one of those.
Right, Karu headed into Death Mountain Crater here. Has a little longer timer going on than some of the other folks who dipped it a little earlier in the seed. Picked up a few more heart pieces.
No. In logic is an actual thing. It can also be a meme. Because it's basically a meme
in logic. Yes, the OoTR community has developed quite a lot of its own inside jokes and memes over the last several months. But you can join in and help us make new ones. We like jokes around here.
So you say that, but I think we've exhausted Sphere 0.
As best as I can recall, we have.
Yep, Skull Mask.
Ah, true, true. Oh, no, Skull Mask isn't technically Sphere 0.
True. Like, in the spoiler log, it would appear later, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it has no requirements on it. It's free from the get-go. It's just a chain of checks that aren't shuffled with these tournament settings.
Right. Alright, so Gavroni is gonna go pick up the bow.
Oh, Raikaru missing that little punk with that bow.
I disagree. I think the game missed the fact that he hit him. Alright, time for chew strats. Or not. Just gonna run away from him. And once again, Link the Goron being the hero that the Gorons deserve.
Ugh.
But not the ones that they need right now.
Missing him again. There we go. Third try's the charm. And Gavroni about to pick up his first bow. Headed into that Goma fight right now. Let's Clay headed back into the Temple of Time. Going back adult here. Dr. D, save warping.
The boomerang was in Forest Temple in the Stalfos room, so it was right near the front.
Mm-hmm. Based on the common routes, most people's second check in Forest. Spheres are a little tricky to explain. They're kind of an abstract concept for how deep into a seed you find things. Things you find in Sphere 1 enable you to find the things in Sphere 2, which enable you to find the things in Sphere 3. It's kind of how deep through the things you have to do a thing becomes available.
If you're at all familiar with the concept of breadth first search, it's the length of the path discovered by breadth first search of traversing this seed for a given item. Sorry, computer science nerd. What's up?
Oh, that's fine. I am a scrub when it comes to all of that.
What is the deepest sphere possible? I'm not sure. I think it can be in the 50s.
Mathematically, it can go pretty high, depending on how many things you have shuffled up. If I remember rightly, back on the 3.0 seeds that we were doing for the weeklies, the worst one that was that was part of the restream was 29 spheres, and that was pretty miserable for the runners. Me and my infinite wisdom went looking for worse, and with the 3.0 weekly settings, the worst I found was a 33 sphere seed, which was a pretty miserable slog for anybody who played that particular challenge.
Now, of course, if you end up like really messing with the settings, throwing in like key sanity and just make it like a 16-person multi-world while you're at it, then you're just like
255.
You know,
why settle on
100,000.
16? The max capable by the systems in place is 255.
Oh yeah, well 255, with that you could easily concoct a linear chain of every item for everybody and end up with like just a dumb
something
amount
completely
of
obscene, I'm sure. Kudos to chat for the Star Trek joke there. And Let's Clay picking up his validation rupee now.
All right, Dr. D picking up the bomb bag. I believe he will be the last of our on-stream runners to pick that up.
And Let's Clay, showing that he is part of Team Buy Shield today, picking up a Hylian shield at the Kakariko Bazaar. Because not having a shield and not being able to power crouch stab is just annoying.
I believe the technical term for that is actual garbage.
Logically, depending on your settings, 2 spheres is possible.
Yeah, though the spoiler log, the playthrough section also includes all the small keys in dungeons. Mm-hmm. So I think, certain dungeons might require multiple spheres, no matter which way you slice them.
Mm-hmm. Well, there have been seeds genned, I know, because, as I said, I do the challenges. I create those masterpieces, and have found a Sphere 2 Ganon that was a challenge seed a few months ago, and went looking for another one again recently. And you can have open forest, open door, open bridge, so that you can rush straight to Ganon. And you can have bow, magic, and light arrows all in Sphere 0 checks. It is logically possible to have Ganon on Sphere 2. It's not especially probable, but it does exist.
Yeah, but with that I don't get a bottle, and then I'm not happy.
You also probably aren't going into that Ganon fight with very many hearts, either.
If I did that, I'd have to learn to, I believe the term is get good.
I am never going to be good. My eternal goal is get less bad. But yes, if I remember rightly, the old 2-sphere, the fastest completion time on that was sub 13 minutes. So, as best as I know, that's the record for a non-glitched Ocarina of Time rando seed.
Alright, so both of our upper runners, Raikaru and Let's Clay, also picking up Ruto's letter, so I would not be surprised to see a check into good old Jabu. In fact, I think we're going to see one from Gravroni right soon.
So another dungeon down for these folks.
And
so in just a moment, they will all have the same 3 medallions. Dr. D is just about to get that light medallion. Oh, sorry.
And Gavroni has found that Bigoron hint. I wanted to make sure we saw it again. It was arrows. I hadn't actually seen the Bigoron hint, but I saw it pointed out in chat. But now I actually saw it.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna go get ourselves a fish.
Dr. D now at largest quiver at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Lots of bows in early places. Well, we still haven't found a stinking slingshot, so that Goma one still isn't in logic, but you know.
I mean, we know where both the both the wallets are.
And there is logical access to both of them.
Yeah,
I believe.
You can get to the graveyard with a bean. Let's see. There is a yeah, we don't have 30 skulls. I expect to see the 30 skulls hint on some of these hints in Zora's Fountain.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we're probably going to see them on Gavroni's side, as there are those 2 additional hint stones in Zora's Fountain that haven't been checked by anybody just yet. Oh, Dr. D headed into Bomb Chew Bowling, realizing that there's a money situation to be resolved there before going through that.
Okay, so we have 30 skulls. Is technically Way of the Hero, possibly? It's Lens of Truth.
That is probably gonna get skipped by the vast majority of these players, and unless something is hard required on Treasure Chest game, they are gonna be putting it off. Say, if our Mirror Shield is on Treasure Chest game or something like that, these folks
we have not seen a hint for Treasure Chest game, and I think we have seen all the
Treasure
random
Chest game on this
hints.
hint distribution cannot be hinted directly.
Really?
I believe
I could
all
have
of the
swore
mini
I
games.
saw it at one point.
I know it can in other distributions. I believe in Tourney distribution, it is not part of the good location list of pain in the butt checks that you can sometimes get hinted to.
Huh. Okay. Today I learned things.
I could be mistaken. Rob in chat is saying that it is a sometimes hint, but I do not know if that is the case on tournament distribution, if it is part of the good locations list. I know, I want to say it was Hamsta recently went through and did a pull request for some edits on how some of the alternate hint distributions are handled. Adding things such as minigames into the pool of hintable locations.
Alright, so Roni picks up the 12th Skulltula there. And now we're carrying small children around the inside of a large animal. It is very difficult to talk about going through Jabu Jabu without sounding like a creeper.
Sorry, just checking out something a little strange going on the back end. Be right back.
Alright, I will try to hold the fort down. So, Gabroni about to see some of our Jabu checks. Once again, Jabu is confirmed Way of the Hero, so we could find some pretty interesting items here. We got Choose.
Okay, looks like whatever that was going on has been resolved.
And once again, another item check down in Jabu. No items to speak of. Now we head over to the boomerang chest, which is the most likely item to contain the Way of the Hero item. Just because fewer requirements means more likelihood.
Although I believe in this seed, Rudo's letter and Boomerang became available fairly similarly.
Yes, very true.
Oh, and we are getting a scrubs check here. From,
Light arrows in the Boomerang chest, like you do.
Well then, yep, that's pretty hard required Way of the Hero.
Yep. At least we won't have anybody run into Ganon just to find out where they are.
Yep, since you have to go through Jabu, I don't think anybody's gonna be go-moding Way of the Hero Jabu.
Yeah. That being said, unfortunately, it doesn't really give us any information about the rest of the items in this seed. The light arrows are, of course, their own animal. They can be basically anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm sure all these runners do at least somewhat appreciate them being right in the path so that you don't have to go hunting for them. Having them in medallion dungeons is nifty.
Yeah. I think Dotso's right. I think it's literally anywhere that is randomized.
Yeah, I think the only place that they could not possibly be is in the validation chest if you have any trials enabled. They could not be there. That's the only place that has a logical requirement for them.
I'm still waiting for the seed where trials aren't enabled and it's there. That's going to be a day of celebration.
And how many people would get trolled by that and, skip the validation chest because they're rushing the hint, get the hint, and then, start clearing out the trials themselves first.
Yeah. I mean, of course, because, especially if you've got gold gauntlets at that point, you go to light trial because there's 7 free. Hello!
What'd I just miss?
Over on Let's Clay's screen, the blue Poe chest had the mirror shield.
Ooh. Well, Raikaru's not too far behind, so he'll be picking that up soon. I think the main thing we're missing for us running on the assumption that this is not all dungeons, which always could be proven wrong. I think the only thing we're looking for at this point is a strength upgrade. I think that's the only thing that puts us away from no mode. And there's 2 of them out there somewhere.
So I'm thinking about the most fun way I can think of to get this done would be if you had to go get Song of Storms out of Ice Cavern, and then go to bottom of the well for it.
Oh yeah, there could still be some trolly chains. For sure, there always can be, but this seems like it may be a reasonably swift one. It's fairly straightforward so far. We have not seen Epona's song just yet.
Yeah, so the 2 song checks, we don't know what they are. Those are the Prelude check, which will be unlocked by beating Forest, and the Ice Cavern check, the Serenade check. And those are going to be one of Epona's song and Song of Storms.
And even if something is locked behind one of those, that is still, neither of those are inaccessible at this point.
Yep.
All 4 bottles have been found, including Rudo's letter, so there is definitely Ice Cavern access. We have ZL, can get there. in logic even. And as Let's Clay and Raikaru are showing off, Forest is completable right now. They're both working their way through. Let's Clay dealing with Meg, the purple Poe, right now. Raikaru just finished up, I believe that was the Floor Master chest?
So, I've heard the name Meg. What are the names of the other ones? Do you know?
Amy, Beth, and Joelle. They are named after the sisters in Little Women.
Alright. Good to know.
Or you can call them Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. That's their other nickname.
That was what I was going to go for. But...
That is not their official names in literature, but that is a common alternate set of names for them. And Gavroni in the final phase of the Baronade fight now. Let's Clay taking the elevator down to my favorite puzzle in the game. Turn it counterclockwise a bunch. Dr. D throwing some bombs at the Goron City pot. Not getting the right face on that one. And Raikaru continuing to delve through the Forest Temple.
It's the extremely complicated combination lock puzzle down here.
Mm-hmm. Keep turning it counterclockwise.
I mean, to be fair, the first couple of times I did this, I didn't know that was the most efficient way to get it done.
Yeah, no, when you're playing casually, you know, you don't go through this puzzle so many times as, say, if you frequently play Rando, or if you speedrun this game and play it, you know, repeatedly. Casual funsies, there's not really any reason to tease that out, but...
I'm reasonably certain the only... Like, if you're... I could be wrong, but I think the only time you'd do this if you were speedrunning is if you were doing, you know, a glitchless speedrun. Because I think you can just kind of clip to the boss room.
Oh yes, that's a relatively easy one to bypass. Haven't learned it yet personally, but I'm sure there will come a situation where I will want to. Not during an accessible race, of course, because clipping is against the rules.
Alright, so Let's Clay is on to the tennis match round 1 versus Phantom Ganon.
Dr. D headed out, about to get that Din's Fire from the Rudo's bottle check location. Raikaru getting some extra health. Gavroni out in the desert, about to check Wasteland Fairy. And Let's Clay has Phantom Ganon down.
Very nice one-cycle fight from that. The Big Goron sword, of course, helping out with that.
That does make it much swifter. And Gavroni warping from the desert fairy fountain straight back to the warp pad. Looks like he is intending to go on into Child Spirit. Wonder if we're going to have the true troll of strength in the Silver Gauntlets chest.
I mean, I've seen it. It's kind of gross.
Oh yeah, in Rando it's ugly. But it's funny. We are playing this seed, it can be just trolly as it wants.
That is generally the case for most randomizers. When you find an item in its vanilla location, the troll factor is through the roof there. Alright, so we have Epona's song on the Prelude check.
Does that mean Song of Storms is out in Ice Caverns?
Hey, I called
process
something.
of elimination.
I called the 50-50 check. Yay. Somebody call Vegas. I mean, wait, what? Yeah, the mirror shield was on the blue Poe chest. So Raikaru just picked it up.
Yep, Raikaru in the checkerboard room. Let's Clay out. Looks like he's gonna grab his own Dins. Or already has it, I can't quite tell. Possibly headed to, headed to go grab that Dins. Probably headed to Zora's Fountain after that. Oh, no, swimming right past that. Does he think it's bait? Does he think it's a trap?
I think he might already have it.
Is not showing on his tracker, and I believe I saw it
on he's turning around.
Okay.
He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I believe we had a quick server reset there, so I believe that's why timer derped out for a moment. I saw Trez saying that he was, trying to fix something, and so that there was going to be a server reset, so I'm assuming that's what caused that.
Alright, so Gavroni did get a small key on the left side of Spirit, but elected not to continue.
Ooh, I don't think that's the right play here when you're looking for strength, specifically.
Yeah, Lens was on 30 gold skulls. That was a hint in Zora's Fountain. It was on the left side of Jabu.
Yep, and we've got Let's Clay and Dr. D both doing Zora's Domain child checks right now. Dr. D looks to be headed towards Jabu here real quick. Gavroni in Death Mountain Crater right now, and Raikaru finishing up Forest Temple here soon, fighting Meg, Purple Poe right now in the main lobby. One of these things is not like the other.
One of these ghosts is not like the other. One of these ghosts is spinning around.
I approve.
If you can't tell which ghost is not like the other, well then just put the controller down. Okay, I'm done.
Or just shoot all of them until you find the right one. Because you can do that too. Decidedly slower, but doable. Now, we have already found Mirror Shield. Mirror Shield is in Forest Temple. The only thing that we are looking for from no mode, assuming that nothing is required in any of the Stones dungeons here, the only thing we are looking for is an additional strength to be able to do the adult side of Spirit.
Yep. So, basically, when you're looking for that strength upgrade, there's a few other items that could be required for the strength upgrade, but it's a very small subset. So, like, the odds that we need the long shot are super small. Basically, there are 2 checks that require the long shot.
I'm only thinking of 1.
I mean, more in the logic, it would be Morpha and the big key chest.
Yeah, but boss key chest is doable with those hover boots and a backflip.
Yeah, you can cheese it. Yeah, we would need a slingshot to make this in logic as well.
Ooh, one of those strengths possibly being on target in the woods with really trolly slingshots. Could be annoying.
That seems legit.
Dr. D not hitting the switch with Rudo as intended. Had to pick her back up and drop her down. Raikaru fighting Phantom Ganon right now. Let's Clay showing us that 30 skulls hint out in Zora's Fountain.
Throwing small children for fun and profit.
Yup.
That's the name of this game.
And Gavroni in the Goron City maze right now. Raikaru picking up that forest medallion now. With that letter and that boomerang, I would certainly expect that he's headed to Jabu next.
Alright, Raikaru doing a reload here. Let's see.
Yeah, probably just save warping back to the Temple of Time due to not having Prelude right now, I don't think.
Yeah. Gonna get Epona's song here, and then I would still probably go to Jabu.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Epona's song logically unlocks, Gerudo Fortress, Gerudo Training Grounds.
Horseback archery.
Yeah,
my
horseback
nemesis.
Archery. Our knowledge would also unlock that Wasteland check. Or no, you can just get to the Wasteland check without the lens.
Yep, and having those hovers, they can cross the quicksand in logic. Naked Wasteland crossing, a little bit of a pain in the backside, but not that tricky. And Dr. D picking up those light arrows now too, inside Jabu.
So the only logical way to get the treasure chest game without the lens of truth is to get lucky. Or the only,
and that isn't even in logic.
The only allowed technique inaccessible without the lens is that. I don't think you can go out of bounds or whatever to get to the chest or something.
Yeah, not allowed to ocarina items with a fish to reset in there. Have learned and pulled that off all of once. It was fun, but obviously not in an accessible race. Dotso, please don't put get lucky into glitched logic.
We just have to call them Daft Punk strats.
I approve. Hey, and Raikaru out at Child Spirit right now. I'm wondering if he's going to go deeper than the first two checks. I'm kind of hoping so, since we're looking for strength here. Let's Clay and Dr. D both still working on Jabu, their next available medallion, whereas Gavroni is headed to Forest Temple, his next available medallion. And it's just a matter of finding that strength for all these runners. They all need it to be able to take on Spirit Temple.
And there is a very, very wide variety of locations available where that could be. There's a huge chunk of water temple it could be in. There's deep fire.
Anywhere in shadow, anywhere in fire. Yeah. Stone, fire, water, shadow. Those are dungeons you really would like to skip generally. Those are not fun or swift dungeons to do.
I think if you ask me, the only way that set of medallions can get better is if Jabu is one of them, and I guess you put water on the medallion just because it's quick to finish if you have the long shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with a nice early boss key, water's not too bad. Raikaru got the bomb bag in the first check in Child Spirit. About to get that key here, and will he decide to continue? No, does not
doesn't
look like it. Warping out to the lake, probably
he's going
to
to
the
Jabu.
owl. Oh yeah, going to Jabu. You're right, you're right. Why would he go to right now? That would be silly. When I see people warping to the lake, it automatically goes, oh, they're shortcutting to Temple of Time. That's just the assumption my brain makes, which is very faulty here.
Dr. D is going through this room of cubic uvula, as I'd call it. And those things are annoying. But the actual annoying thing in there is that stupid Octorok. I kind of want to punch it every time I see it.
Yeah, thinking about these runners in the big picture and where they all stood in the standings at the end of Q15 the other day. So, previous to the start of this race, Let's Clay, rank 29th. Dr. D, rank 38th. Gavroni 1, rank 41st. And I know this seems a bit odd to have him in here, but Raikaru 13 at rank 73rd. Raikaru only had 4 races, though, and has quite a lot of room for improvement, considering that his best score previously was 1,005 points. So if he takes first place today and wins it by a country mile, he can improve his prior total by up to 1,005 points. So there is definitely room for improvement there for Rai, even though he's down at 73rd currently.
I mean, that has to speak to sort of the confidence that Raikaru has in his own abilities, that he was comfortable doing the bare minimum of races to do this.
Yeah. Basically, as long as he doesn't experience a crash and finishes with at least the estimate looked to be about 700 points, he can comfortably get into top 32, but we gotta see that happen. That's why we're featuring him today, so that we can see if that happens. He needs more than 400. 400 or 500 would not get him to the point total of the current 32nd spot. And I'm expecting whoever's in 32nd at the end of this race to have a few more points than the current person in 32nd. I think 800 will comfortably get him into top 32. 700 would get Rai precariously towards top 32.
So shoutouts to texture shearing in VC. Looking over at Let's Clay's being, those cubic things, just all the textures just like dying everywhere. I'm like, what is going on? Let's Clay showing off some interesting strats there. Not even writing down the little platform to connect the wall there, just going directly for the skip into the door. Alright, Gavroni picks up the mirror shield.
And now he is also just strength away from perceived no mode. We could find out we need something more than just a strength. Strength may be locked behind some other requirement. But right now all we're looking for is one more strength. Panoodle's in chat, another person whose top 32 spot is a bit on the line based on today's entrance and how they do.
Oh, the swag strat from Raikaru. Did you see that?
All the swag.
Chucking the girl onto the switch from a distance. That is
I believe it was Dr. D tried to
Straight
do
up
that, but didn't quite line it up just right.
Alright, so we got just a little bit more. We do need to find out where that wonderful, wonderful strength upgrade is. We got Dr. D heading for Child Spirit, and maybe Dr. D will be the first runner to attempt to complete Child Spirit.
I really hope somebody goes past these first 2 checks. It is entirely possible for Silver Gauntlets to be in the Silver Gauntlets chest. If you are still looking for strength, and you have access to Child Spirit, doing the Child Spirit checks is not a bad play. Or, pardon, child side checks to continue further. Looks like Let's Play is headed back out to the Colossus, though. You may be headed to dig a little deeper on Child Spirit now as well.
So yeah, I'm now sitting here trying to think of a song called Smells Like Child Spirit.
Other important items we have found in Kakariko, besides knowing that the Lens of Truth is in there, is we also found magic and iron boots in there. Magic is always required every seed. I'm sure everybody has that kind of twitch in the back of their mind of, are these iron boots required? Did we ever get a peek at the Tektite Grotto? I don't remember anybody snooping that one.
I don't believe so.
That there's something out there.
I'm not even sure we saw anybody go for the grotto.
Ah yes, and the first strength. That's the other thing that we've seen out there. The first strength and Zelda's Lullaby there. So there have been a lot of super useful things that we have found in Kakariko so far today. So Rikaru 13, about halfway through Jabu right now. Let's Clay just now getting into Child Side Spirit, doing some checks there. Dr. D also in Child Spirit right now, having a little bit of difficulty dealing with that Anubis there. He's about to get that key. Will he decide to stay or not? Gavroni near the end of Forest Temple right now, in the spinner room.
And Dr. D once again bailing on Child Spirit. So maybe Let's Play will be...
I had thought that Let's Play had already been here. My mistake.
Nah, apparently
I thought he was
not.
coming back to Child Spirit. Apparently visiting here for the first time. My bad.
Alright, so we're having a slight reset on things, but we will be right back.
I think on our end we're doing okay. I think you just might need to refresh the commentary page real fast. On this end, everything's still up and running. But yes, judging by ZSR bot's activity, I'm gonna figure that there was a little more tinkering on the back end going on. Okay.
Alright, so
And it looks like the only thing that's misbehaving is Randobot is not behaving itself by showing who's talking accurately. And looks like we need to recrop Clay through a little there, and Dr. D as well. But hey, we're doing a lot of fixes on the fly on the back end today to try and get this all sorted out and lovely for y'all.
Alright, so it does look like, unless I'm crazy, Let's Clay might be going to the rest of Child Spirit.
Yep, Let's Clay is climbing now. Dr. D is inside.
Meanwhile, Gavroni...
Roar's Wind. Nifty.
Gavroni is going for Shadow.
I don't get it.
I mean,
did we
you
see
got
a hint
hover
for Shadow?
boots.
Chop was making some comments about Shadow Way of the Hero. I thought they were just speculating. Was there a hint that I missed?
I think what they were saying is the Jabu hint was on the Shadow Stone.
Ah. Yep, Raikaru in the Baronade fight now. I'm going to be finishing up Jabu here shortly, getting his 5th medallion to time up with Let's Clay and Gavroni. Dr. D still needing to finish that Forest Temple. Has not gotten that Mirror Shield just yet from deeper on in Forest.
Alright, so we've now acquired many keys for Spirit Temple.
And Rai opting to grab the heal there on the Baronade Heart. So 3 of our 4 runners have 5 medallions. Those 3 all just need Spirit Temple left, and the only thing that they need to beat it is to find a strength upgrade. Gavroni is not looking for that strength upgrade in Child-Side Spirit, however. He's checking over in Shadow Temple, which is not necessarily a wrong choice, just kind of an odd choice.
Let's be fair, Shadow Temple has a lot of checks. It's, there's several keys in there, so it's not like super tons of checks, but there are a lot of checks. Dr. D going with bomb strats here on the Iron Knuckle fight.
Yeah, might be out of sticks, doesn't have them equipped on C buttons right now. So what is on our Silver Gauntlet's chest here?
A gold scale!
A gold scale! Well, we did see what was on diving minigame. That was, or the lab dive minigame. That was an extra bow, if I'm remembering rightly, but we have not seen what's at the Tektite Grotto just yet. I believe that is still a mystery to us.
And Dr. D now heading into
adulthood. Probably headed towards Forest Temple, I would suspect.
Wonder if he'll check that one location well before he thinks about it. But yeah, he's probably going to head for Forest.
Yep, looks like Glide Arrow cutscene today, just giving us a heart piece.
Oh, Raikaru just checked 20 skulls and I missed it.
Chat, let us know if that was anything significant. Chat's very good at letting us know if we missed something important.
Alright, just a heart piece. So the only logically relevant item on skulls today is 30 skulls, the Lens of Truth, but of course, I don't expect any of our runners to go out of their way for that. Unless treasure chest game is required. Alright, Raikaru picks up Epona, thanks to the fast Epona. We don't have to go rescue her.
But even if you are playing a fast Epona, there is now a reason to go visit Ingo. On the dev build, if you're playing Cow Sanity.
Oh,
yes, you
boy.
heard me right. Cow Sanity. That is a new sanity option fairly recently added on the dev build, which makes playing Epona's song for the various cows give you something instead of Lon Lon Milk, which they give you in vanilla if you play Epona's song for them. And so you still need to complete the Ingo Race minigame to get a cow in Link's house.
Oh my god.
How many cows
That's
are in the game?
ridiculous.
Ones that are shuffled, I believe, is 8 in vanilla, 9 if you play Master Quest dungeons. There is an additional cow that is shuffleable in Master Quest Jabu.
Yeah, there's a couple. There are a lot of cows that just kind of hang out of the walls there and are actual switches.
Yes, those
But
are
yeah.
functionally switches and do not give milk in the vanilla game. It is only the cows that give you milk if you play a Epona song for them that are shuffled in Cow Sanity, but still, has the madness gone too far? I say not yet, but that's up for debate on that one.
All
Cow
right,
Sanity is... Oh, well... Gavroni finally finding a slingshot. That appears to be the first slingshot
Hey.
we've seen in this seed.
logical Deku access.
Fairly deep into Shadow.
So, it looks like Raikaru is headed for Ice Cavern. I can't think of any other reason you'd be up here.
Yeah, I'm guessing Rai is gambling something's in the well.
Nobody's done river checks yet because we saw Barren River. All right.
Hour and 48 minutes, Let's Clay doing one of his Sphere Zero checks, doing chickens finally.
So, real quick, someone inform me who's Steve.
Steve is
Steve is
one of the
invisible
checks.
Well, that's right.
Steve is one of the chests in this game, and was named thus by Kuiper Don't Care during one of our recent qualifiers. I don't remember the exact context of it, but
I remember this now.
ah yes, the invisible chest in the back of the dead hand room. Chat letting me know the meme that I was not quite knowledgeable enough about. Chat does love the memes here.
Like you do.
Oh, and apparently there was another slingshot in Shadow. That is probably logically intended to go there at some point to get one of those slingshots. Goma and Logic, we don't know where the third is just yet.
That explains the early Nocturne and Hover Boots and
Dins and Magic.
Dins was in the
Rudo's
the
bottle
lake.
check.
Rudo's letter location. I forgot how to words for a second there.
Words are hard. So, Raikaru into Water Temple, or not Water Temple, Ice Cavern. They're both blue, pardon me. Looks like Let's Play is doing some child cleanup, headed into Bomb Chew Bowling. Dr. D is in the Block Push room in Forest Temple. And Gavroni is in the first of the Skull Pot rooms in Shadow Temple.
Luckily for Gavroni, the only required Skull Pot room.
Yes, the other is only useful if you are hunting Skulltulas.
Skull Sanity is a real thing.
That too. If you are hunting them for tokens or hunting them for potentially random item drops. Yes, so Shadow does appear to be bait for slingshots. We have found 2 slingshots in Shadow, and that's the only stuff of note that we've seen there so far. Gavroni having a little bit of a difficulty getting on top of that chest that you need to stand on top of in order to reach the hookshot target at the ceiling.
It's very interesting that is a thing, and that was enough to put it in logic.
We have not acquired Lens, but we know where Lens is. It's on 30 skulls. So all these runners, confidently able to do all the dungeons and the Wasteland Lensless, have not really been prioritizing skulls too much. Logic requires it in a lot of places, but they would only potentially need it for not YOLOing the treasure chest minigame. Although I'm curious if anyone will try and YOLO it just for the lulz.
More arrows for Gavroni.
Yes, and I missed what was in the first chest in Ice Caverns, so chat, let me know if there was something important in the map chest in Ice Caverns. Y'all are great at letting me know the things that I missed.
Alright, so this next chest for Gavroni is pretty much, or I think is actually guaranteed to be a small key, otherwise he's going to have a real hard time getting through to the rest of the dungeon.
Yes, this is not all locations reachable disabled. This is an all locations reachable seed, so there are required to be enough keys to get to places. And yes, right now what all of our runners are hunting for is a strength upgrade. Dr. D is still looking for a mirror shield, but is going to stumble across it very soon. It's directly in his path right now.
Alright, so nothing found in Ice Cavern just yet. Three chests, whole lot of nothing. We got a piece of heart. There was 50 rupees. I guess that's not a chest. And then there was bombs, so nothing else.
And apparently Gavroni deciding to not finish Shadow? Did he set the shortcut and peace out? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, looks like that was the case.
Odd choice, but okay. We know one of the 4 remaining checks in there was nothing, but that does still leave 3 others that could be a something. Yeah, looks like Gavroni is checking Lake Hylia?
I think it actually leaves 1 check, because we still would have, or maybe 2. Like, I don't know if he found the boss key, but one of those is guaranteed to be a key.
I just meant locations, not how many items were still... How many non-dungeon items. I just meant there were 4 there were 4 locations to be checked.
Right.
And one of them we got a hint about, that the floor master near the boss key chest after the boat ride was not a something.
Okay, Raikaru is now going to head out through the Wolfos room. Gonna get the Song of Storms here.
And whatever is in the Iron Boots chest.
And I imagine he did grab an extra blue fire so he can unfreeze Zora here in a second if he wants. Oh, I don't know if we've seen Dompe dig game yet.
Looks like it's just a heart.
And a bloopy from the Iron Boots chest, but we did just pick up the Song of Storms.
Yep. Gironi doing adult fishing. We'll just get a bow for it. Dr. D just picked up that mirror shield. So all of our runners now are looking for strength. As far as we are aware, that is the only thing that they need to complete this seed. Unless there's an item requirement inhibiting us from getting to strength currently. That's a
very small list of locations. We do not know about the contents of Gerudo Training Grounds just yet.
Yeah. Hammer and Longshot are the only major items that we haven't stumbled across just yet. Other than 2 of the 3 strength upgrades. All these runners got their first strength upgrade on the Man on the Roof in Kakariko Village. Where are the other 2 strength upgrades in this seed?
Hey, there's the 3rd slingshot. It's on King Zora.
Okay, all slingshots found now. The regions that were foolish in this seed that we received hints on were Gerudo Valley and Zora's River. There is a limit on 2 foolish hints per seed, and those were the 2 regions that we got hinted foolish.
Yep. So, you know, if Raikaru decides, or whoever decides to go over to Gerudo Valley right now, he can at least skip the hammer chest. Which he doesn't have the hammer for anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Gerudo Valley here, which is why I brought it up. Alright, Meg Fight for Dr. D, Skull Mask for Let's Play, and Raikaru is heading over to Gerudo Fortress. This will be a check that no one has seen yet on stream.
And just so we're being transparent here, it looks like somebody was making some comments about the difficulty of this seed in the race IRC, was told to knock that off. They repeated it and have been disqualified from this race. It's just where we're being transparent about what's going on. And Raikaru fighting with the ladies. Or lady, since we are on Rescue 1 Carpenter right now. Saving that Carpenter, and presumably headed to GTG because of the density of checks. Gavroni, on opponent right now, and oh, looks like he did not use his choose earlier in the seed to check the,
well, I imagine he'll
southeast grotto there.
I imagine he'll be reasonably pleased with this check.
that does come in handy. That big Oron sword that we saw earlier.
And today I learned you can just make that jump.
We have received both of our foolish locations hinted. They were Zora River and Gerudo Valley. Dr. D headed to the Phantom Ganon fight. Raikaru found just a huge rupee on the rooftop chest. Looks like Let's Clay is turning in a big Poe, seeing if there's anything there. Just some money. In a full wallet. Not useful.
Alright, so Raikaru, it looks like Raikaru will be going for archery right now, instead of heading into GTG. Gavroni also heading over to Gerudo Fortress. Alright, 1,000-point archery time.
Big numbers there.
We got Deku Nuts.
$1,500 get. Also, let's
I was
play
a
see
little
what's
worried
on.
there for a second, but no problem.
Oh yeah, no, these guys don't have the trouble I do with that horseback archery. Also, let's play seeing what was on the fire arrows check. Just a bomb refill, not worth the effort. Not that you could acquire it right now anyway, but if you saw something was there, you would know that you needed long shot to proceed.
So, interesting play from Raikaru. He was originally headed down to check GTG and elected instead to, flute out to Temple of Time. Looks like he's going back to Child for something.
What thought has crossed his mind of something he forgot?
I wonder
Knowing
if
Rai's
he's going to the
playstyle,
well.
I suspect chickens.
I wonder if he's going to the well.
Oh, well, yeah. Will you do chickens while right there?
Yeah, he could also go for that target. Now that he's got the slingshot.
The way of the heroes that we have seen were Kakariko and Forest Temple and Jabu's Belly. I do not believe we have seen a third hinted location.
Someone said they might have seen a third Kakariko stone, which would mean there's
Which is entirely
Kakariko.
possible with all the items we've seen there.
So far, 3 small keys in Gerudo Training Grounds for Gavroni. Is that magic?
And Dr. D picking up his validation rupee and adult archery now too.
No, it's just an arrow. I don't know why I thought I saw a magic thing on the free key there. Oh, the hammer is in GTG.
That's probably not what he wanted to stumble across there.
And
And
fire
picking
arrows.
up fire arrows. Well then.
The deep fire memes are alive and well.
Is that what we're gonna see next?
I imagine you'll go finish the rest of GTG first.
I would certainly expect so. Coming back here is not fun.
I mean, at least the rest that he can complete, and the stuff he can't is locked behind what he's looking for anyway.
Let's Clay also picking up his final quiver at the lake.
I guess he could
Raikaru finding Longshot in the well.
Uh-oh.
Which of these will lead to something, if any?
Oh boy. I'm smelling debated somewhere.
Oh yeah. That's what this looked like to me too, but who knows? I'm still curious about Tektite Grotto, because as best as I can recall, nobody's peeked that yet.
Oh no, Raikaru looked at it.
Right did? Okay, my bad. I missed that one.
It was just Blue Ruby. We're good on that one. This entire game is bait.
Yeah, one of the strengths is on Volvagia, the other is on Morpha. Both of these are a valid strategy.
Nope, it's right there in the well.
Rai is in go mode. Looks like he is going to secure his spot in top 32 today.
Underwater chest and bottom of the well. Because of
the well
course
is
the well
not a
has
trap.
something when I'm not running.
Unless the other strength is also sitting out there somewhere convenient, like Gavroni stumbles across it here in GTG, as Let's Play is headed towards himself.
Song of Storms, for those of you asking, was in Ice Cavern. Alright, so Raikaru heading into Spirit Temple, gonna finish this off.
Well, apparently I have...
Oh,
go ahead.
Just needs to get the boss key and I believe one more small key to get out of here. Or two more. So what do you believe?
I believe that Void needs to send me the well is not bait meme, because I apparently don't have that saved. I was about to throw that up on the stream for folks, but that is not saved.
Raikaru putting his newfound long shot to good use as well. So, yeah, the long shot makes Spirit Temple infinitely less bad. Especially with that one wall. You know the one wall I'm talking about.
The wall that I have accidentally clipped through before, because this game is held together with bubblegum and prayers.
Z-target on the wall, you'll never fall.
Yep, if you Z-target while you're climbing up it, it sticks you pretty solidly to the wall. But you gotta remember, there's still that stupid Skulltula there in the middle.
I'm assuming you, I'm assuming you still have to be on the climbable part of the wall, but yeah.
And Dr. D finally turning in 10 and 20 skulls. And chat is seeing that we are getting a toilet check. So, if you are subscribed to here at ZSR, if you want to drop your ZSR toilet in chat and show how much we love the memes. And if not, you are welcome to just put a standard emoji of a toilet. That is a perfectly acceptable alternative as well.
That's a garbage toilet.
So, Let's Clay still working on GTG, Givroni on GTG, Dr. D at the Wasteland right now, and Raikaru in go mode on his last medallion right now.
And toilet just a small key today.
And Let's Clay getting a nice trap. So it looks like today GTG is the bait and the well is the smart play. We are not seeing...
I mean, it would be funny to also see a lift upgrade in GTG, because then it's just like, okay, you're right either way.
Yeah, that'd be
But the well is
particularly
better.
funny, but going to ice to get Song of Storms, to get to the well, to get your long shot and a strength upgrade. Oh, the shenanigans.
The debated is real with GTG here today. Quite real.
Yep, and all of these runners, again to point out, all of these folks, their performance in today's race is kind of what may dictate whether or not they make or keep top 32.
Alright, so all of our runners here, once again, going for that top 32 location. Raikaru kind of looking in good shape to, you know, finish very highly, if not just outright win this race.
We've got Let's Clay down in the toilet now as well. Gavroni headed to horseback archery, I'm assuming? Or leaving it. Nope, just headed to horseback archery. Ah, my favorite. Dr. D? Maybe headed there as well? I'm not sure what he's up to at the moment. Oh, probably headed in a roundabout way towards the rooftop chest. Yep, that seems to be the path.
Alright, so Gavroni going for early pot strats here on horseback archery.
That is certainly my preference for dealing with it. Okay, and gets the 1,000 first try. And Raikaru making quick work of Nibiru, even though he's only using the Master Sword, not the big Orons.
Yep. And now it's time for everybody's favorite troll witches.
And how?
I'm trying to think of a good way to combine witches and RNG, but it's not working.
ISG is not allowed under the accessible rule set. That is not a permitted trick for these folks to demonstrate. Although, when using the quick strats on the Gerudo guards, incidental ISG is often activated, but the first thing that you do after defeating those ladies is open the door to rescue the carpenter, and that nulls out the ISG. So we recognize that that's an accidental activation that happens quite a lot, but it isn't utilized for anything.
Yeah, it's an activation of the glitch that grants you no benefit whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I think in general those you can say that those are pretty much allowed as long as they're both accidental and don't help you in any way.
Hey, and Raikaru on second stage Twin Rova now. Givroni headed out into the wasteland. Let's Clay and Dr. D both in GTG. Dr. D just now picking up his hammer. Oh, and GG to Juke for taking first place in this race with a time of 2:17:47.
That is a pretty impressive time considering the shenaniganery that was required to do it.
Have to assume that similar to Rai, he gambled ice caverns for well access.
Yeah. Unless there's some other lift upgrade around that we don't know about.
Ooh, the snipe! Diamond Flash now taking second place under a minute later. 2:18:25. Goodness. Well, that's gonna keep the average time of the top three for this race good and low.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a trickier one to earn points on if you are a slower runner. Yep, and how much is those two back-to-back finishes gonna cause metagaming in the people still looking for their go item? And our benevolent dictator Trezco there, tinkering with the timer and a bit of stuff on the back end. So the timer is still running for the race itself, it's just not showing us right now. And ZSR bot is repeating the details.
Panicking. Yes.
It's okay.
DRD doing the hookshotless GTG clip with the hookshot.
And now our timer is back for the viewing audience. And
Bloody
Biscuits takes third, a minute and a half after second, 2:19:51. Average time for our top three is gonna be right in the ballpark of 2:18 and a half. GG, folks. And Raikaru, here in Ganon's Castle, looks like we'll definitely be able to make that spot into the top 32. We'll be having a time fairly close behind the rest of those. Let's Clay, Givroni, and Dr. D, though, none of them have taken the path towards the one known strength upgrade. But we did just get that final validation rupee, so have to sing its praises here.
Very nice. Yeah. I believe, unless my math is wrong, the official average would be 2:18:41.
Yeah, I just do math in my head, generally, to get ballparks. I'm not as good at running hard numbers.
Oh, I used a calculator. I wasn't doing that in my head.
Ah, okay, okay. I don't like converting hours and minutes into seconds. I don't know why. Hey, and Let's Clay. Doing horseback archery now as well. Raikaru taking down the Iron Knuckles in Ganon's Tower. The reason we are not switching over to Raikaru's audio for this is that we know he is using microphone for this race, so we don't know quite what he'll be saying.
Alright, so Raikaru now finished with the three fights on the way to Ganon, is going to head to the Ganon fight itself, or Ganondorf fight at least. This should be a fairly academic exercise for him. Whoa, Let's Clay with that accuracy, let me tell you. Oh, but he missed it.
Botches that last shot. Oof. Well, gonna have to try that one again. There we go. Let's Clay getting his 1500 this time. Gavroni seems to be headed to the Hyrule Castle Fairy Fountain to check that out. Dr. D still in GTG, and Raikaru on his Ganondorf fight will be the first of our featured runners here to finish up today, and I feel pretty comfortable in saying he most likely secured a spot for himself in top 32.
And Raikaru got that excellent timing. Oh, just missed it there. I was going to say he got the timing down to get the one cycle, but apparently slightly off.
Not quite. I'm pretty sure he got his big Oron sword earlier on. Not really sure why he's held on to the Master Sword this whole time. I wonder if when he goes to, re-equip it later on, if he'll notice that.
Maybe. Are we gonna see Nutstrats? He doesn't have hammer.
Store a jump slash. Seems to have forgotten that he has Big Oron sword, or did he not pick that up?
I don't think he picked up Big Oron sword.
I could have sworn he had.
I don't think he grabbed that grotto.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna see Nutstrats here. 10 nuts to the tail. First phase goes down.
Is it 10?
10. 10 damage.
Okay.
10 points of damage.
I don't know why my brain thinks 12.
Yeah, 10 because the 3 stored jump slashes do 12 Master Sword damage, but you only need 10.
Oh, okay.
The jump slash does... A stored Master Sword jump slash does 4 damage. And Master Sword is the only thing that does anything over 1 to this. But I definitely prefer Nutstrats if you're out of everything else, because they're AoE.
Yeah, it's like for some reason the coders of this game decided that Ganon should take damage from Deku Nuts. That's a thing.
As he should. Oh yeah, before I got power crouch stabbing down reliably, Nutstrats every time for my first probably 5 to 10 races before I could comfortably do.
Alright, so now we just need 5 hits here, and this should be pretty quick.
Oh, and looks like I missed Marco getting 4th place at 222.42, because now we have Soli in 5th place at 225.41. Soli, another person who needed a good race today in order to secure a top 32 spot. Once we get some more finish times in, we'll see if that was enough to bring him up.
And there we go. Raikaru gets Ganon down, and we see that his finish time is in the chat. 6th place with an official time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 12 seconds.
And just message Rye in the IRC. We'll see if he wants to hop in here and join us for an interview.
Oh, we're seeing the target in the woods. Whole lot of nothing.
Nothing. Let's Clay. Having found that hammer in GTG, go and Fire Temple.
Alright, seems like we have been joined by
GG Raikaru.
Oh, I believe this is enough points for me to qualify.
I should hope so.
I suspect so.
Oh, that was one funky seed. I'm confused by Way of the Hero right now.
What's confusing about it?
I only found 3. I don't remember if I read a duplicate, though.
We think there might have been duplicate
well.
CAC. We think there might have been a third Kakariko hint. At least somebody in chat seems to think that.
If there's a duplicate CAC hint, what were the 2 items? Magic was there. Very likely the other one was Magic.
Strength upgrade,
Magic,
1.
Strength, Zelda's Lullaby.
But did we need
Lens,
Strength?
technically?
We didn't
Lens
need
was
Strength
also
or
there.
Lens, did we?
You needed the Strength in order to do Spirit Temple.
Well, yeah, that's a matter of where the other Strength is. Was it silver locked? Because then
We
it
still
would.
have not
don't
seen
know.
the 3rd Strength.
Because I'm being told by my chat right now, other Strength was Deep Fire.
Oh, we've got a few people. We've got at least one who's gonna be on that path to check there. We haven't
boy.
seen it just yet, so let's try and not spoil the viewers for where things we haven't seen are just yet.
My bad. But I'm just trying to think.
So ZL was there.
Oh, ZL could have been it. I hate that. I love it and I hate it. Because ZL... Yeah, that had to have been the other one, if it was a duplicate CAC.
I believe chat's questioning if there was a key in one of the invisible chests in Spirit that could have logically required Lens.
I don't know, actually.
I do not recall either.
When did I last save?
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
No, I'm gonna go look. So I had a really, dumb moment. I was at GTG, and I did horseback archery, and I was talking about what the Way of the Heroes were. I don't have do I have Tongue of Storms? But I mathed it out, and GTG was a terrible play with the items that I knew were in Kakariko. There were
Our 3 other
things.
featured runners all opted to go GTG.
Huh.
So can you walk us through that math for a second there?
So, behind Lens, there's the 2 checks with the bow from the eye statue on the chest that's locked by that. So there's 2 there, and then there's iron boots in the toilet bowl. That's all that there is in GTG. There's all the bottom of the well except for the few that aren't lens locked. Which turns out there's ZL locked stuff there, which was in CAC as well, which I forgot. And then there's the entirety of Shadow.
Technically, the entirety of the well was ZL locked. Because you needed to get to Ice Cavern to get the Song of Storms.
Oh, that is true, actually.
So, if you are curious, Raikaru, the zelda.speedruns.com/randomizer-standings page was updated for tonight to give live updates as placements come in. Currently, you are hanging out at 11th place.
Yo, nice.
Somebody else may bump you down a little bit, but looks like you comfortably made top 32.
Yeah. I was 73rd, and now I'm 11th right now.
Well, I mean, You basically did the bare minimum number of races, which, let's be fair, that kind of speaks to your confidence in your abilities. Or maybe just you only had time for 5.
I was both busy and sick at the same time, so I'm just glad I squeezed out 5.
Do I have Song of Storms? I don't even have Song of Storms. I did not save for the longest time. Oh well. Guess we're never gonna find out.
Congratulations once again. Oh, very well done.
That was a fun seed.
And for those curious, looks like with Soli's high placement today, is currently hanging out in 5th place now. Jumped up from before this race at 59th.
That is a huge jump. I'm sad that I have a 744 on there still.
All right. So, Gavroni finding another bomb bag in the ferry, the hammer ferry, in crater.
But all 3 other featured runners still trying to track down that last strength. Looks like Let's Clay is headed to Ice Caverns, is on the path to known strength.
You tried to have a little bit of fun there with hover boots.
Yeah, so we won't know for absolute sure until everybody's concluded this race, but we do have, as results are coming in, we're getting a good idea of who's made it to top 32, at least, for those folks who had a lot of room for improvement and did improve by quite a wide margin, such as Raikaru here.
So yeah, I think you're pretty solidly in.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely in the top 32. So Hammer was in GTG, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the restream. I'm the only one who didn't get it. I was kind of frustrated again, and I had to use the nut strat.
So Big Goron Sword.
Where was that?
That was in the Boulder Grotto in South Hyrule Field.
Ah!
I could have gotten that early.
Some other people literally picked that up like 6th item.
Yeah, looks like we've got another refresh going on. ZSR bot misbehaving a little bit, as well as Rando bot not accurately reflecting who is talking on the overlay right now.
ZSR bot's gonna get banned from chat for spamming.
ZSR bad bot when?
I mean, we can't yell at it about the bad seeds anymore. Sadly.
Okay, looks like ZSR bot is reporting to the overlay who's talking, just on a very large delay right now.
Huh.
Or, actually, no, it's showing accurately. It's just assigning the mic to the wrong person.
Wait, what?
It seems to think that I am Raikaru, that Dr. Bob is me, and yeah.
That's, interesting.
Okay, looks like it's behaving now.
Yeah, so this seed, aside from that last strength upgrade, was pretty, pretty agreeable.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you got so much so early, it opened up just a dumb amount of things.
That Mitos house, nuts. As well as the Deku tree.
Oh yeah, Deku tree was real too.
Yeah, those two combined were Forest Temple right there.
Yep, sure was.
Speaking of, right after Dodongo's Cavern, I bought a shield. 10 seconds later, basically, I got a shield. From the damn maze. Should just never buy a shield. That's how it is. Are people ducking out of fire early? How about the logic for Deku? The only slingshot I know of was on King Zora.
Yep, the rest were in Shadow Temple.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks. I guess that works because we had everything for Shadow early. I mean, the bow was on Queen Goma, but as long as it wasn't bow locked, which is literally one spot. Yeah. I guess that works, it just sucks. So if you didn't know B1 skip, then even just the ground jump version, you were in for a little bit of pain.
Definitely some extra difficulty there.
Oh, have we seen the other bows as well?
We have seen all the bows. You are the only person who did not get the other two. They were adult Lake Hylia, they were Lake Hylia checks. Adult fishing and diving at the lab.
Huh.
I mean,
I just never had time to go get those.
Never needed them.
Yeah, that is true. Wait, that's kind of mean that they were both there. It's like, you go to Lake Hylia and you get 2 bows out of it.
But it does mean that the folks who were not able to B1 skip were not left bowless for a crazy long time.
Oh, that is true.
There was earlier logical bows, since we had that early hookshot. What did you think about Mito's house today, or the first few checks? How you feeling about what this seed threw at you to give you options right from the start?
I was really happy with the hook shot, but I really wanted to do my 3-song route. I didn't want to go early adult. It's like, please let me just do my own thing for once.
Because every seed I play, I feel like an early adult is what pays out the most. But finally, child paid out.
mm-hmm.
What was the other item in Mitos? I've already forgotten. I know it was good.
Hovers.
Ah, hover boots. Ah, I didn't even use those.
Yeah, turns out hover boots debated.
I used them once to get into Ice Cavern easily.
Yeah, there was a lot of Stone Dungeon bait going on in this seed with all the items for Stone Dungeons thrown at you.
Yeah, that's actually why I went Ice Cavern. Because I didn't know what was on the Ocarina of Time. I don't know where the hint for that was. So I just said...
We did see that hint. I don't recall offhand where, but we did see that. That
Yeah.
It was a minuet.
Wasn't it the Kikiri Forest Stone?
I believe so. That sounds right.
Did I miss that? Or did I just not read it?
If it was the one outside Shadow, then we saw it at its other location first.
Now I'm curious. Go look. If I didn't read that, then I made a very big mistake. Go take a look. Because... Yes, I know. That's a Pono's song.
It
I
was
did not
either
say
there or Gerudo Valley or something. Like, it was pretty early.
I went Gerudo Valley as well. That wasn't anything either.
Was it perhaps the Open Grotto hint?
Mm-mm. No, that was Requiem.
Right.
It's a hint stone I didn't read, I feel like. Because I was talking to myself, it has to be Minuet, or it has to be Song of Storm. Why did I just... I'm an idiot. Totally didn't just do that.
Epona is not easily summonable.
Oh, it's more so I learned the song there. That's how long ago I didn't save. And I thought I went child. So if it's outside Shadow, that makes sense. Go check that really quick. But if it's outside Kokiri, then I made a really big mistake and I got lucky for it. Yep, there it is.
Okay, the stream is on a delay, so we aren't seeing it for about another 20 to 30 seconds. That is one of the features of the new setup for the restreams is that all 4 streams are synced up to the SRL timer.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, if it's this stone, I'm a big idiot.
Yeah, so we just saw you see it on the Nocturne stone.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe someone just went there early. I think that's probably it.
I don't think Nocturne was quite that swift. I'm pretty sure we knew it in the first 10 minutes, and Nocturne was on Malin today.
Oh, at least I'm not a big idiot. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I went to Ice Cavern, is because I wanted to know what was on the Ocarina of Time. And I said right when I got Song of Storms, it's either Well has absolutely nothing.
You know what? I think it was one of the stones around Lake Hylia.
Oh, those
It
stones.
was something that we saw fairly early on. I want to say first 10-15 minutes of the seed. That's why I was thinking it might be one of those. The final standings are not out because this race is still in progress, so we're still waiting to see how folks finish up here to see if they are capable of improving their total scores with their previous runs.
Getting more finishers right now.
So I thought you said the standings page was updating automatically.
It is, but it won't be finalized until everyone's done.
But it's not.
At
least not from what I'm seeing.
Okay, for me, I mean, you might need to refresh as different things come in. But when I loaded it up, Raikaru is showing as 11th place.
Is it a different page than the one I'm used to?
It's the same.
Zelda.speedruns.com/randomizer-standings.
I see myself as 11th, and before this race I was 73rd. What a great number.
It might be misbehaving again. We've been having some trouble with RandoBot today.
I hate you all.
I'm sorry, boss.
Apparently,
just as a quick explanation. The page is not broken. I had to restart the server because there was one more bug that ATZ found. Just saying, fuck ATZ.
Shots fired.
No, just kidding. That had me needed to restart the server, and this means two people have to finish first before the point calculation is done properly again. So after one more person finished now, the points will be calculated again, and then the standings will be correct. That's a minor inconvenience that we just have to take.
I think we can wait another 5 minutes tops with the way finishes are coming in on this seed. I don't think we'll have too long a wait for the bug to get resolved.
Actually, never mind. It just fixed it.
Yeah, it fixed itself. I saw it. So I don't think we mentioned a couple of finishes. I don't think we mentioned Bonuru or Kola Osu or Casey Necro finishing in 7th, 8th, and 9th respectively. But well played to them.
And Necro was one of those folks hoping to hold up. Well, Let's Clay finally getting that strength. Preluding immediately. Necro was one of those folks who, previous to this race, was in 26th spot in the standings, and so hoping to get a good score today to hold on to their spot in top 32. And Gavroni in ice will soon be getting Song of Storms, and will soon-ish have access to the well to be able to get that other strength. Dr. D, unfortunately, on completely the wrong path. I'm not sure that either of these folks at present are going to be able to get a high enough score to get into top 32. And Rai showing us off that he finally found where the ocarina hint was.
I hate those sounds. I really do. They waste so much time, but they can be so useful. I just can't wait for the bracket stage, because Lynn's logic is no longer terrible.
Haha!
And a little bit less bait from a few other things. A little less Song of Time bait as well, with the bracket settings. Windmill and Highest Goron no longer requiring Song of Time by logic for those two checks under the brackets settings.
Yeah, so both of those items are kind of a pain. I imagine in the brackets, if you get a Way of the Hero hint for a place that has the lens,
you can pretty confidently know it's pointing towards treasure chest game if there's nothing else there.
Yeah, so that'll point you harder in that direction. That's got to feel pretty good. Just a little more knowledge from the hints.
Okay, chat doing a little bit more math than I can do in my head on the fly. It looks like Dr. D is not going to be able to bump his score up high enough to get into top 32 for this race, unfortunately. I believe Gavroni is also in the same situation. Let's Clay in his final medallion dungeon.
Yep, just looking for that boss key, I imagine, and maybe another small key.
Yep, with the current folks who have finished so far, Let's Clay is very precariously hanging on at 31st. Let's Clay not out of it yet, but this is a dangerous spot to be in. Chat talking about how much these runners had room to improve. Dr. D previously had, between his best and fifth best scores, had a max gain that he could bump his scores up by 157 points, whereas Gavroni had 220 more points to potentially gain with a solid result. So even though Gavroni was about 50 points lower, had about 70 or 60 points more to gain, so a little bit extra wiggle room there, but still probably at the point where it's not able to happen this time. So yes, we've still got some dangerous spots here. Yeah, chat's starting to figure out who's still running, who is not capable of getting enough additional points at this point.
Alright. So Let's Clay will be heading into Spirit Temple, or into the boss of Spirit Temple, that is. Gonna go face off against Iron Buru. Alright, Let's Play up against
Troll Rova.
Twin Rova. Uh-huh.
Those witches are definitely troublesome. Yes, Spike, the standings page is updating live. As people get their finishes in, you can check the link in chat right there. It is updating live as folks get their finish times in. So it is not the finalized list yet. But we're getting a pretty good idea of who's been able to bump their way up into top 32 and whose spot is dangerously on the line by being very close to the edge.
Alright, couple hits here on Twin Rova as Let's Clay is about to finish this off, and then should be heading directly for Ganon right after this. Let's Clay getting frozen at the same time he's defeating the first form of Twin Rova. A little bit hilarious there.
Fun times, fun times.
I don't know if that's a meme, but maybe it should be.
So, Let's Clay on phase 2 of Twin Rova. Dr. D still diving Shadow Temple. Gavroni in Spirit Temple, working his way through. Oh, no, my mistake. There as Child. Gavroni is finally returning to Child to see if strength is vanilla. We know that it is not, but finally making that gamble there.
That is unfortunate.
Not the best, no. And Raikaru at this point has secured a spot in top 32 with a solid race finish today.
Woohoo! Oh, there's a 10th place finish from Killer App 23, who, if I'm not mistaken, was right on the edge of getting in.
That is correct. Let me see if I can get an idea of how that's hanging out today. It has not yet refreshed for me with that new information. Let me try refreshing the
did.
page.
I am currently seeing him in 30th.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing now too when I refreshed. Might still get bumped out. That's still a very dangerous spot. Let's Clay. Sitting at 32nd right now. Dangerous spot, and with the time it's taking, is not going to be able to improve that score any.
Yeah, so Killer App finishing with 733 points from that finish with a 2 hour, 55 minutes, and 42 seconds time. That did improve his score enough to make it in.
I love looking at the top 32 and seeing like 8s, 7s, and there's like a 6 and a 5. Oh.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when somebody gets good. I mean, what?
I mean, there's also luck.
There is that.
ATZ
There's a
guy.
bit of luck.
Apparently, this was Killer App's best time ever.
Oh, dang.
Yep, posted in the race IRC that this was a PB. So, congrats on that. And is currently sitting in the edge on top 32. Might be able to hold on to it. It's a bit ambiguous right now.
According to our statistician in chat here, it should be. It doesn't look like anybody else in the top 32 can, or outside top 32 can get in. We're not going to call it official, but according to the math, it looks like it.
See if I can back up that math.
Folks who were, by the math, potentially capable of knocking their way into top 32, based on my math from prior to this seed, were Dr. D, Drunis, Gavroni, Namaha, Ace Slayer, Slop, Westifer, Soli, and Raikaru. Those were the people who, if they had a solid run this race and other people did poorly, had the potential to make it through.
Yeah. I'm just doing a double check on the second page, and there is nobody that can make it. Unless I'm dumb. That could be very true, though.
So we're also being told that somebody, we're not being told who, but somebody did a last-second opt out of the bracket stage, so it looks like there may be one more slot available.
Yes, I received notice from a runner, but we are attempting to get confirmation, because when I attempted to message them back, they had apparently left the randomizer server, so I didn't have any servers in common with them. So we're attempting to find somebody who knows this runner outside to confirm that that was the intent before we make that official. But the person who's currently in 33rd does have a possibility of still making it to brackets, because they may move up to 32nd.
Let's Clay playing bottle tennis.
A long volley here.
Ganondorf, please.
And Dr. D and
Ganondorf,
Gavroni
please.
both still wondering where the heck their last strength upgrade is at.
Like, can I get a lift, bro?
We've got Cloud Ike and Mike Katz taking 11th and 12th place in this final qualifier, and we have crossed the 3-hour mark.
See, that has to be frustrating because that last strength upgrade is just a needle in a haystack right now.
It really is. There was nothing in particular hinting towards it, to my knowledge.
So, I got frustrated because we had the Jabu Jabu way of the hero, and it was light arrows again.
Yeah, it's like, of course, I mean, yeah, that's way of the hero. That doesn't really help me.
Like, I hate when light arrows alone are way of the hero, because we can get the hint from Dorf. So it's like, wasting a slot there.
I mean, yeah, so I'm not going to argue whether or not that should be part of the hint pool or not in tournament mode.
That is something that has been and
something
likely will continue to be debated in the Discord.
Yeah, it's one of those age-old things.
So, Dr. D finally heading up to Ice Cavern on the right trail. Meanwhile, Gabroni getting himself baited into Water Temple.
Yes, we heard rumor that the third strength upgrade was in Deep Fire. We have not seen it ourselves, but to our knowledge, yeah, Gabroni is not on the right track there.
Alright, Let's Clay finishing in 14th place with an official time of 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 56 seconds. Well played to Let's Clay. We'll see if Let's Clay wants to join us momentarily.
Let's Clay would like to go to bed. Has declined an interview as it is 4 a.m.
Fair enough.
Okay, and let's switch audio over. Fair warning, there may be a bit of a balance problem here, but I'm going to switch audio over, so...
Alright, there we found the Kikiri sword in Water Temple. So, butter knife located.
Where were fire arrows?
Fire arrows were GTG, right next to the hammer.
Right next to hammer, yep.
Go
Yeah,
figure.
both of those were on right side maze.
Ah. If I'd only just stepped inside there before deciding to bail.
And
I could have gotten
looks like
the
we're
hammer.
having another little hiccup with the player. Apparently it did not like me trying to switch audio.
Just blame Trez. It's the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm. And it has again uncropped Dr. D.
Oh, it actually was Trez's fault.
Yep, that one really was a valid blame Trez.
Alright, so we will see Dr. D finishing up this race momentarily, or finishing up Ice Cavern. That'll get the Song of Storms. Whether or not he heads directly to the well or not, that will remain to be seen.
Yep, and unfortunately, Gavroni, as far as we are aware, is barking up the wrong tree. Working on Water Temple right now. As far as we are aware, there is nothing to be gained there.
So Yoko Nakajima, there is a... you wanna know how the seed was? It was pretty wide open. Most things were found very early. And then the last lift upgrade or strength upgrade was the final piece of the puzzle, and that was hiding in the bottom of the well.
Yeah, there was the gamble of going ice caverns into well to hunt for it, or of going GTG. 3 of our 4 featured runners went to GTG, and that was not the correct gamble. There were no hints or anything pointing towards one or the other, so it really was just a gamble here. But, yeah. Ice Caverns was the right play. Which is why Dr. D is on the path towards that final strength upgrade now. Whereas, as far as we're aware, Gavroni is not going to find anything useful here.
Let's just hope they follow the Song of Storms trail.
Hopefully. And looks like it has been made official, so I may as well tell y'all folks. Kapuai opted to opt out of the brackets phase of the tournament, so that spot in the top 32 is opened up to the next highest scoring runner. So yeah, we are seeing the trail end of this coming in as we try and figure this out. I'm sure the fact that this was a very swift seed, if you made the right gambles, being very disappointing to some people who are hoping to be able to improve their scores. The average time of the top 3 being as low as it was for this particular seed made it very difficult, needed very sharp execution in order to be able to improve scores over previous races, in order to improve your standings. Raikaru here had an entire race's worth of score to potentially improve by, having only run 4 prior, and has comfortably found his way into the top 32. Claythrough is hanging on to the edge, I believe sitting at 31st right now in that top 32. Dr. D and Gavroni, unfortunately, are not going to be able to score enough points to make top 32 with the times that they are taking to get through this seed, sadly. And yes, chat pointing out, Dr. D is one of the newer runners on Rando, and the fact that he's been able to perform this well is still very impressive. And similar with Gavroni, I believe. Both of these folks, not familiar faces from Season 1, whereas Raikaru and Let's Clay were both top 16 runners in our first tourney.
Oh, I have fallen from the number 2 spot from last season.
Yeah, based on current numbers, second place is being held by Juke. Want to say Juke had 4th place Season 1? I'm probably
right.
misremembering, though.
Sounds familiar.
Alright, I have returned.
Yeah, I didn't do 8 runs, so my average is lower than it should be.
Yeah, with only 5 runs, that's a pretty solid set of scores.
Yeah. I'm not happy about the 744, but hey. At least I'm in. And like, a little bit of a cherry on top. because I went from 73rd to 11th. My score is 35-73. So the 73 is still in there. And I am happy about
that. Very nice.
And Dr. D has forfeit from this race, feeling very stuck right now, but has agreed to come in for interview.
Dang.
It's really sad because he was on the right track.
Yup.
All he had to do was get in there and finish out the,
Yeah, but
follow that Song of Storms.
But even if you knew where it was, that still isn't a 5-minute trek to get to the end of this seed, having to deal with the well, deal with Spirit Temple, and then deal with Dorfinganon.
Right. We've got Drunus finishing in 18th place with a 3:12.10. We've got Gavroni going for Dark Link, it looks like.
I'm sorry that my mic is picking up my keyboarding as I try to arrange our interviews tonight. I apologize. I am, clearly, objectively, the worst.
I mean, at least it's not the cat doing the keyboarding. That would be an issue. Never mind.
She is noisy.
Mr. Chaos says hi, and moving on. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Dr. D, how we doing?
I'm doing alright.
Well, yeah, you were on the right path there.
Was I? Where was it?
Yeah, it was in the well.
In the well. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow, that's
So-
crazy. People actually went to the well that quickly.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, there was another one, like, deep in fire or something.
Can't
Mm.
confirm that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't want a quick seed, but that's just how things are.
Quick
Those
seeds
are
are
really-
very terrifying.
Yeah. I knew if I had like an all dungeon seed or something, I would have felt more confident. But the way the seed was giving you items right at the start, it was like, ooh, this is kind of scary.
And unfortunately, the margin for error is a lot slimmer when everybody has to do... Or, pardon, there's a lot more room for error when everybody has to
Yeah.
do everything. But when
Yeah.
there are right and wrong calls to make, then it's...
Yeah, I
A
went to
little
so
bit is
many
more
different
up to chance.
places. I was trying to metagame and didn't pay off very well.
I think the one thing I like about this seed more than any of the other qualifiers is how non-linear it was. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you had a lot of
complaint
options.
lately.
Okay, and since it looks like Gavroni is going to be taking a little while, we are going to take things over to the interview screen at this point, so that you guys can take a look at the top 32 current standings here. So this will just take a moment, because my computer is an insult to toasters. There we go. So chat's now seeing what our top 14 look like, and I'll be able to scroll things around for him here. So that's what our top 32 is currently looking like. And yeah, congrats to you, Dr. Deep, for putting up a valiant fight. When did you start getting into rando? Because
About 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe.
Not bad.
definitely
It was
one of
right
the
around
newer
the time
faces.
when Pi was starting to get into it. Our shoutouts.
All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, finishing in finishing in what looks like 39th place. You're very, very, right there on the edge. It's a pretty solid ranking, to be honest.
Yeah,
and
I don't feel too bad about how I did. I think next time I have a good chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of new runners getting involved in it this time as well.
Yeah, lots of new faces. Lots of folks that I don't even remember seeing participate at all in the first season, getting high marks this season. Rando community has definitely grown.
Yeah, the competition is definitely getting a lot tougher as well.
Oh, and there we have it. Gavroni actually forfeited the race as well.
That's a shame.
So that's going to do it for the runners here on our stream. But thank you all so much for paying attention and being here throughout all of this wonderful qualifier season.
And Gavroni is apologizing to the restream in the chat for forfeiting, but it is okay.
No problem there. With the way this seed was debating him all over the place, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. It's pretty disheartening to go on when you know you lost that 30-second spot.
Mm-hmm. And there's ex-Doctor coming in, and Namaha, 21st and 22nd. I imagine some of the plays baiting them all over the place as well.
Yeah, 10th Doctor currently holding on to 12th place. I know he had very much hoped to be in 10th place at the end of all of this, but doesn't look like that's how the math shook out.
No, I had to deny him. Also, it looks like JFM confirmed earlier the strength was in fire.
Ah, okay.
Which
it was locked
chest
behind
was it?
Volvagia in the shortcut chest.
So you needed the hammer.
Yep.
So you either had to go to GTG and then immediately go to fire, or you had to go to
Ice
Cavern and do the well.
So I got the
It's
boss
kind of a
key.
mess.
I got the boss key for fire. And once I seen that, I was like, oh no, I don't want to fight Volvagia.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, this one was not the kindest. Not the kindest seed we've seen this qualification run.
So do we know what the seeding method for the brackets is going to be? Is it the standard 1 versus 32, or is it going to be randomized?
It's going to be 1 versus 32, 2 versus 31, carried through.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And
We
the
have
winner
a,
of 1 and
challenge
32 and
page
16, 17.
Yeah, we have a challenge page started up, but we're going to need to wait until all of this gets set before everything gets everybody gets added in there. And looks like ATZ showing off that link in there, but it doesn't have the bracket filled out yet, just so that folks are aware. As we
Just
are
a preview
still
for now.
waiting for everything to get finalized. Oh, it does? Apparently it does. I am mistaken.
Yep.
Apparently they've been working on that behind the scenes while this race was concluding, as I've been busy here with the restream.
Let's see here. What matchups do I like?
So Tresco, since I know you're here in chat, did you update the standings scene so that we could see that bracket live? Is that pulling from the correct source now, the new tourney?
Oh man,
I'm
looking at my half of the bracket.
Okay, well let's see. This may go well, this may go sideways. Fair war. Oh, nope, he's saying wait. Don't click that link just yet. Okay, I won't. The bracket scene. bracket
like,
OBS scene. The one that used
the
to
last
show
thing.
the challenge page during Season 1. It's still part of the scene collection. Let me check studio mode. Let me see if I can see it there. See if it looks like it's showing something correct or not.
So I see potentially 2 or 3 threats.
That
For me
scene
this
is
time
still
around.
showing accessible tourney 2018, so no.
So there's plenty of action on all the sides of the bracket here. I mean, Raikar, you are a fairly good gauge of your own ability and the ability of others. Personally, I look at the ability of all of these runners and I'm just like, better than me by a lot.
Like,
So,
on my side of the bracket, there's only a few I'm scared of, Juke being one of them.
yeah, Juke is a beast, of
Mhm.
course.
Juke, I'm gonna have to take your lunch money throughout the next, like, forever. Just hand it over kindly. No, and
So
that
how
matter
deep
apparently.
into the bracket do we get the ATZ glitchy rematch? How deep into the bracket is that?
It looks
if they
like
both
round
remain in
3.
winners. Ah,
Looks like round 3. ATZ on seed number 1, Glitchy on seed number 8. They appear in the same quarter of the bracket.
Nah, they're gonna be losers.
well, we saw that in the first season's tourney. By the end of round 2, all 4 top 4 had been knocked to losers. And as we know, ATZ fought hard, got all the way up to Grands, reset the bracket, and ended up taking it. So, will we have another crazy comeback story this season with somebody hitting hard times near the beginning and then just clinging through? Yeah, and what new memes will we have?
Oh no.
Chat pointing out, we have an At's Grotto. There is also Barrel's Chest, courtesy of Season 1. What new memes will we have as a result of awesome things and minor slip-ups from Season 2?
Can the deep fire meme die? Please
I
and
don't
thank you.
think
let's-
so. I don't think that's possible.
Let's just not have any deep fire. There's no more deep fire.
Considering
No,
how
first of
readily
all-
I have that available, no, I don't think we can let that die.
First of all,
let's just
let's-
remove fire.
First of all, let's be fair. It's clearly not deep fire. It's more like whatever the opposite of deep is, like high. You're going up. That's my issue.
Okay, Trez saying that we're not going to be able to make the bracket fit, at least not in its current implementation, so...
More work for him.
Yeah, so we have brackets matches coming up to look forward for. We are gonna have those starting, I have been told, at the earliest next Wednesday, because we do need a little lead time to get everything prepped on the back end. But in the meantime, for your rando needs, we have the NA Weekly, which is not a qual, just a weekly, just a fun community race happening on Saturday, and then the EU Weekly happening on Sunday. Those are not going away, folks. Don't you worry. And we have a possibility. It's not confirmed yet, so I'm not going to say, but we may have something fun happening Sunday night. Something extra and rando related happening Sunday night.
Oh. I think I might know to what you are referring.
Still waiting for pieces to fall into place for that before making any official announcements. But stay tuned. We may have something fun coming for you. We hope to have something extra fun coming for you.
All right, so unless we have anything else to say, I think it's about time to wrap things up. What do you think?
Seems good to me. I want to make sure that we thank our trackers first, though. And I don't remember who all they were off the top of my head because I am the actual literal worst. I want to give a huge thanks today for Tomotalk13, ZZ Kerr, Funky Kong, and to Techie for handling the tracking duties and making sure that we know what the hell is happening. Everything would absolutely fall apart at the seams without the valiant efforts of our trackers making sure that we know what is going on. So,
All right.
And thank you to you, Dr. Bob Tastic, for hanging out with me tonight.
No problem. And thank you to you as well for putting up with me. And
Oh, I know I am a pain in the backside to have to deal with on comms, because I go off on crazy tangents and don't shut up.
all right. So with that, I will just say thank you to all of our runners once again, and to our trackers, and to all of our viewers. And I will just say goodbye, everybody. I've been Dr. Bobtastic.
Bye.
Yep. Thank you for featuring me and for the interview.
Yeah, good luck in the upcoming weeklies this weekend. There is still more rando to do.
Yep, you as well. And you, Rekaru, on your top 30.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Yeah, good night, all you lovely folks. We'll see you around here next time.